Now we come to Arsenal, losing 1-0 away to Aston Villa. And you know what? Off the bat, no hate, no agendas. Arsenal outplayed Aston Villa. They had so many shots, so many chances to score. Didn't take them. Couple of offsides, a goal line clearance. There was 3 clear chances, at least in that game. Aston Villa barely had a couple apart from that goal that, was that McGinn scored? Is that his name? McGinn? Bloody hell, can't remember his name. Might check that up while I'm waffling on here. But a 1-0 win to Villa at home. And a lot of people were saying, yeah, Villa is a tough place to go to. It's a hard place to go. It was McGinn, yeah. So it's a tough place to go to. And getting upset when people say, okay, well, Arsenal are going to lose then. Like Troops did when Hussam said, okay, well then, you're losing to Aston Villa. And he's like, fuck you. It's like, well, you're saying it's a tough place to go to. They beat City and all of a sudden now you're upset because I say, well, yeah, you're playing against a tough team away at a tough ground and you're getting upset. Anyways, had chances, did not take them. Now, as you can see, Egal on screen there. Not a happy chap, as you can see on the Football Terrace. And I use Football Terrace because they get the best of the best. Well, I say best of the best from well-known, at least, footballing fan channels, and they bring them all together. Even fans of the same teams disagree, which you're going to see in a second here. But, no big chances for Villa that they missed. No big chances that they had. Arsenal had 4 big chances and they missed all 4 of them. 61% possession. Arguably should have won that game, but didn't. And now you see them complaining, refereeing decisions. It was bad. The referees are a joke. Egal's going to claim that there was some bias against them. Anyways, let's get into it.
110%. We were absolutely robbed. These referees are absolute pricks. And honestly, Terry, I'm sick and tired of this. 2 games this season that we lose, 2 dodgy decisions. We should have done better in finishing our chances. Our shooting boots clearly were not on today, but that's...
What he said there should have been the first thing he said. We should have been better finishing our chances, not the referees did us dirty. If Liverpool were to lose that game because of the penalty, a 1-0 away to Palace, and we missed 3 or 4 chances ourselves, I wouldn't say the penalty is why we lost. I say we lost because we couldn't score to save our fucking lives. That's why. I'm annoyed we had to wait late again to win that game. I'm annoyed that we had to score in injury time to win that game. Because that shit don't last forever. You don't win late games all the time. Comeback Kings and the Late Show and all that sort of stuff, all good and well. But like Arsenal the other day against Luton when they won 4-3, it's the thing is champions are made of. Look at the resilience. Yeah, that's great. But you got to have to consider, you conceded 3 goals. You had to score late to win the game. Us, we couldn't score goals. We conceded a penalty. Took about 2 minutes for them to come to the conclusion it was a penalty. You can argue that. But if it wasn't for us actually going forward, and are you getting sent off, I could have been saying here, Liverpool lose 1-0 away to Palace, and that dents our hopes of pushing for a first place finish this season. But everyone's still talking about City. Anyways, I'm waffling on too much. But that's what he should have said. We were poor at finishing, not blaming referees straight off the bat.
2 goal scoring opportunities right there taken away from us. Plus, obviously, rightfully ruled offside because Saka. No one's going to complain about that, right? But when it comes down to these tight decisions, I just feel like at this point they're not going to do us no favors. We seen Liverpool earlier today, 12:30 kickoff. We seen 2 penalty shouts that were much lighter, in my opinion, than the shot that that Jesus had. He literally takes his leg, he kicks his leg. How is he supposed to control the ball with the leg that he's supposed to control?
Sada's or bottom right corner like nodding along. It's like, bro, you had 4 big chances to score. If you had no big chances and this was the only opportunity you had to score and it was ruled against you, I'd say, okay, you can argue about that. But when you've got 4 times to score a goal and you don't score, whose fault is that? Don't blame the referee. Granted, he's an Australian, Jared Gillett. He was hated here when he was refereeing in the A-League. You can check it out yourselves. But don't blame the referee. You had 4 chances, and that was late in the game as well. I think that was in injury time or something, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check that again. Should have done more research. But let's hear Egal keep talking.
The ball was getting kicked. We've seen a similar penalty given previously with Jesus against Liverpool last season when we're at the Emirates. So where's the level of consistency? What is a penalty? What is not a penalty? What is conclusive evidence?
Yeah, it was 92nd minute in injury time.
What is not conclusive evidence? I need to know, because it seems like if a goal is going to be given against Arsenal, the limit for conclusive evidence is quite low, or they maybe can't see it, or they can't get the right camera angle. But all of a sudden, there's a handball on Kai Havertz, but they're saying, "Oh, are we not factoring the handball from the defender that leads up to the handball from Kai Havertz? Are we not factoring that the defender
It hits Matty Cash's sleeve? That's not a handball.
Does that not rule apply?"
Complaining about referees. Again, don't complain the referees, complain about your team, complain about the performance. Oh, but my referees. My referees, my referees, my referees, my fucking referees. I'm fucking sick of hearing about referees. Yes, we led the brigade about referees, but we were incorrectly had a goal ruled against us. Should have been a goal, it wasn't, because it was clearly onside. It's a debatable, contentious decision. I've always said on-field decisions are going to be split. This one was split. But I want to keep going on here. Let's move across. And I keep forgetting this fella's name, but hopefully someone will mention it for me. But this is the deflection. So stop deflecting from the bad performance. Let's hear.
Gabriel Jesus, the kick in the back of the leg, Egal.
As I said, Terry, that is clearly a penalty all day long. How is he supposed to control the ball with his foot if his foot is getting kicked in the back of the heel? It's a joke, man.
I hear where you're coming from. Souls, you disagree. You don't think that Kai Havertz, the goal at the end should have stood.
No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the referee called it off for handball, which it does hit Kai Havertz's hand. And obviously, whether they're seeing it as Kai Havertz as the goal scorer, because even if you listen to the commentary, they say it's Kai Havertz's right foot that puts the ball in the net. So clearly they're seeing it as Kai Havertz has scored this goal. Now, when you're talking about Matty Cash's situation, if you look at it carefully, it actually hits his sleeve, which by the letters of the law isn't a handball. It's anything below the sleeve is considered handball. So therefore, the referee is correct in his decision. Even if we want to go by it, VAR from the very get-go has always said if there's no conclusive evidence, it's on-field decision. The on-field decision was the goal is disallowed.
Reasonable take. Reasonable take.
So therefore, VAR has done its job. Now, if you want to have a conversation whether the rules are wrong, then we can have that conversation. But we can't be calling conspiracy and we can't be calling it as if the referees are against us. Secondly, I don't think that was a penalty on Jesus. Yes, they could have given it another day. They could have given it another game. Yes, the inconsistencies are annoying. But at the same time, just because a bad decision was given in another game doesn't mean they have to keep giving those bad decisions. At one point, we just got to call it out. We know the referees are shit. We've known that. How many times have we complained about the referee? Why do we, game after game after game, rely on the referees to give us a decision? We had how many chances to score a goal?
Thank you. 4 big chances missed. And you want to complain about one refereeing decision because it was late in the game. That's why. That would have saved them. That's why they're complaining. They're angry. Be angry at your team. Don't be angry at the referees. Be angry that you couldn't score a goal.
But do you know what the Arsenal fan base loves to do? It's deflect. They love to deflect. As soon as that happened, oh no, it's VAR's fault. It's VAR's fault we couldn't win. Not because we missed 50 chances. Not because we couldn't score a goal. No, let's just blame VAR because you know what we like to do is never blame the club for being bad, for making a bad decision, for having a bad performance. Let's not call Saka out. Let's not call Odegaard out. Let's not call Martinelli out. Let's not call any of these players out for having a bad game. I've been criticizing this team from the very get-go all season for not being clinical enough. I've been saying on this panel that we create chances, we just don't take them. Everyone's like, no, we don't create chances. Today we created chances. Where was the goal scorer? All these world-class players that everyone wants to label. Bukayo Saka's world-class, right?
Yeah.
Did he step up today?
Didn't do anything. No.
Martinelli, cusp for being world-class. Where was he today? Captain Odegaard.
And again, Arsenal outplayed Villa. They outplayed Villa. There is no ifs or buts about it. Let me go to the stats one more time. And people say, well, stats don't really tell a story. No, this one tells a bloody story. 38% possession for Villa, 62 for Arsenal, the away team. Expected goals, 1.40. Villa had 0.57. This is according to FootMob. You can see on screen there, back to front. But there you go, FootMob. Oh, it's not back to front, it's normal. FootMob, there you go. And 4 big chances missed. 4 big chances given. 12 shots on total. So who do you have to blame for that? Who do you have to blame? You have no one to blame but yourselves. You could not score a goal. And if we're looking here, 10 shots, 3 on target for Villa, 5 on target for Arsenal. So what are you trying to say now? Are you trying to just say, well, yeah, again, refereeing decision is what had us lose the game? No. Your inability to score goals had you lose the game. Now, I'll link this down below, of course, so you can check it out for yourselves. It was an interesting listen. More fans and opposition fans got involved. Now let's move on and hear what Lee Gunner had to say, because this one was a special one. He ripped into everybody, ripped into Havertz, ripped into the defense, ripped into Saka, ripped into Martinelli, everybody. But this is what I want to focus on. It's towards the end of his little review here. And again, the manager that they sacked that ended up resulting in Mikel Arteta coming in, he is doing the business at Aston Villa at the moment. And we still have to go there as well. Holy shit. We still have to go and play Villa. I think we beat them at home at Anfield, but we need to go there. That's going to be an interesting game depending on what happens in the next few weeks in terms of, you know, results and the like. But in any case, getting too ahead of myself. This is what he said about the team. I said, you're scoring late goals, that's all good and well, but that shit don't last forever. And when you don't score, it gets really toxic, for lack of a better word, even though I hate using that word, but still.
Yeah, and again, he's dunked on us. How do we make no subs until he's made 4? We have been getting away with it. Luton, we got away with it. Do you know what the only difference today is? Yeah, we just didn't score late. We scored late against City. We scored late against Luton. We've scored late 5 times this season in stoppage time. Didn't score late today, though, did you, lads? Eddie and
luck runs out, man.
Get out of here, man. Reece Nelson, you can go as well. Oh, but we missed Tommy. We missed that. Shut up, man. That manager, yeah, is a fugazi, mate. And I'll tell you right now, yeah.
That being Arteta.
Tell you right now, you see Allo, mate, down at the lane, yeah. If he wins tomorrow, there's 6 behind us. What phase is he in? Because they ain't won a game for flipping 5-6 weeks. 6 weeks it is. He ain't won a game for 6 weeks. If he beats Newcastle tomorrow, and they're poor on the road, especially in London, yeah. If he wins tomorrow, he's 6 behind the best looking Spaniard we know. He's only just got there. Mad injuries. So what phase is he in?
I get it. The whole phase thing is like, Arteta's been there, we're in phases, we're doing the business, we're doing this, we're slowly increasing, FA Cup, this, that, finishing second, blah, 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 putting the pressure on. I don't want to make this about managers, but Lee's got this massive hate for Arteta. Massive hate. And look, if Emery's catching up to you guys already, and he's only been there for, what, a year and a half, and Arteta's been there for, what, 4 or 5 now? There's been 4 seasons? I don't know, Arsenal fans can tell me. I get it. You're going to be annoyed, like you haven't done anything. Shit, even Klopp had won something within his 4th season. Then he won everything within those 5. Every trophy there was to win in football, we won all of them. So, best team in the world. We were. 2019, 2020, 2021, tapered off a little bit. But those periods there, Liverpool were it. Arsenal are not at those levels yet. And I'm not saying Aston Villa are either. But arguably, if we want to talk about phases, and if they're so close to Arsenal at the moment, but Arsenal meant to be this superior team challenging for the league, and then Villa are just there trying to stay above, it's like, well, what does that say about Villa? What does that say about Arsenal? Are Arsenal not that great and Villa are just better? Or are Arsenal good and Villa are equally creeping up as good? You can make both arguments.
What phase is Emery in? Yeah? Man City win tomorrow against Luton, which they will. They're 3 behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, trust me right now. Yeah, if Unai Emery finishes above this manager, all of you Arteta sexuals are in the bin. All of you ex-players that have chatted the most smack. Yeah, woohoo! Ian Wright kissing the screen, wheeling out merch on FaceTime to Saka and Aubameyang. Get out of here, man. You lot are.
Fuck, imagine Arsenal falter and Aston Villa finish above them. Holy shit.